Okay, in the name of Lord Jesus Christ, we shall continue to study from Book of Joshua. With the grumble and complain, I am going to speed up. Speed up. Shh. Okay. So you know that we will speed up the class a little bit more, so that as I say, by the end of the class, we will go beyond, right? Go beyond chapter 3, okay? Go beyond, all right? So that's the new goal, the goal that we set, chapter 3, all right? So no more, only up to verse 5, okay? No more. So chapter 2. Now we just want to, as you are very familiar with the story about Rahab. Now we are going to just draw you the structure, okay? The structure of chapter 2 regarding to the recording of Rahab. As we said, Rahab, an amazing woman with a legendary life, okay? From a lowly prostitute, a harlot, who were meant, the fate is to be destroyed along with the city of Jericho. But not only she was able to save herself, she was able to save her family, but she was giving the honor to be included in the household of Israel and be known as the ancestor of King David as well as that of Jesus. So that she was able to make a huge turnaround, from someone who was so lowly and sinful, meant to perish with city of Jericho, but have a beautiful, huge turnaround to become one of the character that you and I, we are still talk about and still study even until today. So for Rahab, what do we find about her that changed her life, that turned her life around? It all begin from number one. It all begin with she heard. We mentioned that she heard about the power of the God of Israel. She heard about the act, how God divided the Red Sea, how God guided them in the desert, how God took out the two kings of the Moabite. She heard, followed by she believed. As we said, many people heard, but not many people believed. There are differences. People heard about the work of God. They saw that the Israel coming, but the king of Jericho decided to defend against, shut the city gate, ready to battle. Not even the Bible say, she said that, oh, we heard the act of your God. Our heart were melted. But consequentially, she believed. She said that, I know the land has been given to you already. She knew. Right? So that belief is beyond eyesight, beyond what she was able to see. And that's called faith. And but from there, remember in the book of James, faith without deed is dead. So go from faith, she put into action. She did not say, oh, I believe the land belongs to you. I believe. But she was able to put into action by saving the spies. This is number one. Number two, she was ready to pay the price. She prepared to suffer. So yesterday we talked about it wasn't as if the spy came up to her house and she was able to provide some food, a place to lodge for them, and then you go your way, I go my way. It wasn't like that. The problem is the king of Jericho, he knew that they were spies. And it's not like the spies were somewhere, I don't know, they were underneath the sewage. Okay? It's not like they didn't know. I mean, it's not like he didn't know where was, like, oh, let's go find the spy, let's go find them. No, they were able to pinpoint it's in your house. So the percentage of risk, the chance of being caught were extremely high. Okay? It's not like a random search, that they were able to narrow down the perimeter and track the footprint of the spies to her house. So, second thing, she was ready to pay the price for her choice when she chose to be on the side of Israel. So yesterday we did mention, when there is no sacrifice, then there is no glory. You look in the Bible from the beginning to the end, there is none, zero. There's not a single worker using by the law never went through suffering. None. Everyone. You don't like to suffer. I don't like to suffer. But very often it's in the suffering, in the tribulation, in the difficulties that force you to squeeze out the faith. And then you have the first experience to the power of God. So some of you, all of you, you heard a lot of stories, testimonies regarding to Africa. Just like now, you saw the photos of Africa displayed by preacher Timothy. I saw one of my photo from 2009. Number one, he didn't tell me. Number two, he did not get my permission. Number three, he did not pay me royalty. I will talk to him. He owed me something. No. Yeah, well, yeah. You know that a few months later, in a few months, that he will come to NorCal, to San Jose area, to help out with the spiritual convocation. And he actually messaged me and told me what he want me to cook for him. That's friendship. Not only he used my portrait without my permission, and I have to cook for him. And he was like, oh, yeah, Raymond, it's my vacation. I was like, no, you're here for ESSC. Oh, yeah, but it's my vacation in your house. Fine. Come. Yeah, in the morning, okay. You know, I need to go beyond chapter 3. Good thing that you are big, so that every time when I turn around, I see you right away. And I was like, chapter 3. Sheesh. All right. So, you know that you saw the photo of Africa. That not only my portrait, I think there are some other photos he took from my Facebook. Without doing. Well, it's okay. But you know that you hear a lot of testimony. You hear a lot of amazing work of the Lord. But there's a differences from you hear it versus you see it with your own eyes. But in order for you to see it with your own eyes, they are suffering that you need to prepare to face. That's how it is. If you are unwilling to stand up and deal with the pressure, deal with the cause, deal with the potential sufferings, you will only be the one that hear the story, but you will never be the one that create the story or experience the story. You won't. You won't. So nowadays in Africa, life is much easier. Back then, I think that photo came from like 2009. That was really bad. You know that my first African trip, I lost 14 pounds. I lost 14 pounds. The first week, I got malaria. The second week, I was food poisoned. It was so bad. It was so bad. Yeah. But that was not my first trip. That was my second trip. That was my second trip. Second trip, much better. In fact, not only I did not lose weight, I actually gained a little. So I still remember when I came back, because when I came back, one of the church members saw me and said, "Wow, my goodness, Pastor, you gain weight." And he was like, 已经没救了. Like, that there's nothing that the world can do to you to make you slim. Yeah. I was like, thank you. You are very mean. A few years later, Preacher Samuel and we went to Africa around the same time, but to different countries. So when we came back, we were chatting about, oh yeah, Africa, exciting, right? And he was like, yeah, it's so tough, and I went through this and went through that, walking 4 hours a day, and he was like, he lost so much weight. And he was just like, oh yeah, you know what? The best day in that entire month is that when the member offer us a chicken. I dare not to say anything. I dare not to say. I'll just stand there, and he's like, "How about you? How about you, Pastor Raymond?" I just like, about the same. Yeah, because for me that particular trip, I think I had, I have about 14, 15 chicken. I have 2 goats, like the 2 goats, and also they kill a pig for us. So I was just like, Preacher Sam, it's about the same. Africa, they're all the same, all the same. It's not. And then after, and of course for this we talk. I was like, oh yeah, this is what I had. Yeah, only 14 chicken. Yeah. And only 2 goat. Yeah, goat meat is pretty good. Yeah, only 2 goat. Yeah, I think they killed the pig. I know. We also ate the pig, ate the pig. And he looked at me in such amazement. He was like, which Africa did you go? Yeah, but that back then it's really tough. Yeah, we went to a villager. Oh, I did all those motor taxi. Yeah, it could be really scary. They don't mind if you die. Yeah, there's no insurance. There's no guarantee. There's nothing. There's nothing. You are on your own. The things. There was once I was in one of the Wawa, the small bus. They call it Wawa. They call it Nissan. Depends on what country. The small bus that meant for 9 people that they squeeze like 35. Yeah. The thing is, they always gave us the premium seat because we pay more. So they give us the premium seat. There was once I saw an elderly lady, she's like body is outside the door. Outside the bus door doesn't close. She was outside, got 1 feet on the step, the other the arm was embracing the window, and it was just going at the full speed. And she was like shaking, like I think she's at her like 50 plus at least. Africa, you cannot really tell with all the wrinkles. You cannot really tell whether they are 50 or they are 70. Once they get over a certain age, you just can't tell. So she's at least at her 50 plus and above. So she was holding on the post of the window with only 1 feet on the step, and she was like shaking, vibrant, and it was going at the full speed. So I couldn't take it anymore. So I was asking the bus boy who collects the money. I was like, what happened if she falls off? And the guy was counting money and said, nobody asked her to get on. Nobody asked her to get on, which means that if she fall off, she fall off. They would I don't know if they would stop to pick her up, but yeah, that's Africa. But they don't do the. I don't know. My last trip was 2018. So before the pandemic, and after pandemic hit, everything shut. I begin 2008. My last trip is 2018, so it had been 10 years apart. You know that after 10 years, everybody, cell phone, Wi-Fi, that members drive to church. They drive to pick us up from the airport. They drive us to church. So it's quite different. In the old days, when we go to the villages, there was once I went to a village. I was like, oh, where's the bathroom? And then the villager is like, oh, there, there, anywhere. So, sister, can you do that? Can you do that? Can you do that? Then I guess you're not going to the village. No, don't worry. Now, if you go to most of the in the main cities, they have electricity, they have flush toilet, they have faucet, they have water. Yeah. So now it's much better. Internet, computer, Wi-Fi ready. Yeah. So my last trip, I was in Nigeria. Oh, Nigeria, they got money. So the member picked me up from the airport. They drive. Pick me up from the airport, and then they built a room for me. They were under construction, so they built a passage room. I was the first one using it. Brick house. So they said, Pastor, this is for you. Oh, great. You go in. At the center of the room, there's a huge king size bed with like lace strip. Yeah, like that was their mosquito net, but with like drips, and it was in pink. I was like, okay, yeah. And then there was a study desk with electricity, with a ceiling fan, with a standing fan, with air condition, and with Wi-Fi, and also a refrigerator in my own room. Yeah. Oh yeah. And then one of the member, asked me, preacher, is there anything that you like more, like you prefer? Yeah, usually we don't say. Yeah, because if you say something, like my father told me that when they were in Taiwan, visit the mountain church, they said, oh, we like cabbage. Then every meal will be cabbage. Yeah. So when I was in Africa, they asked me, what do you like? I just like, you know what? Personally, I like coconut. I figure coconuts, right? Coconut in Africa, coconuts, right? The next day, I was like, I heard like some rumbling, like dong, 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 dong. Okay, so I went out of my suite. Yeah, my nice king size bed. Yeah, the princess. Seriously, it's all pink. I don't know what they were thinking, but it's all pink. So I came out, and then you know that the Nigeria church, the church in Port Harcourt, it was built like a fortress. So they have those huge gate that you take a few people to pull open. So they opened the door, and then there was a cement truck. You know that those truck with the bag that will lift up to drop the sand, they are dropping coconuts. I was, are you guys crazy? Like, what's wrong with you people? And they told me, oh, I'm sorry, Pastor, this time, because we are in the city, so the coconut is a little bit more pricier. I was like, how much did you guys pay for this? He's like, yeah, the coconut is 5 cents. It's pricey. 5 cents per coconut. They say usually it's 3 cents. Yeah. So they have like 2 mountain load of coconut that was carried by one of those big cement truck. I was just, okay, it's all right. It's Africa. Then I asked them, who is going to drink all this coconut? And he's like, you, Pastor, it's all for you. I was like, this is how I get diabetic, okay? That become a diabetic. Yeah. But then I was like, okay, brother, we got a problem here. I cannot have all this coconut. You guys need to help. And they said, oh, no, 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 Pastor, we don't drink coconuts. But don't worry. We bought you a 2 huge refrigerator. A cooler. Those, you know that those cooler, that 2 cooler, they have to ship from another province, 8 hours away. The cost of the refrigerator is 100 times than the coconut. Yeah. Oh, Nigerian church, they are pretty wealthy. Yeah. But I was just like, why? Like, you pay like $10 for the coconut, you spend $7,000 on the refrigerator. I was like, what are you guys thinking? So you know what? Don't worry nowadays. You go there, they take care of you. They take care of you. Yeah, food is not a problem. But if you go to the village, it's still very tough. City-wise, very okay. If you go to the remote area, it's still very tough. So if you are unwilling, you say, oh no, yeah, that I can go to Africa, but I will, you need to give me this, give me that. Just send you to Hilton. Yeah, send you to, there's no, yeah. So if you are not prepared, equipped, and ready to embrace sufferings, you cannot do much. You cannot. You will always be the hero of the story. You will never be the creator that experience the story as it unveiled by the power of the Lord. Okay? So suffering is ready, and she was ready to suffer. She was ready to pay the price. So for you, if you want to experience the power of Lord, are you ready to step out to the pioneering area, to the front line, and ready to pay the price? That's number 2. Number 3, as we say, now she hit, right? She defied, she went against the command of the king. She hid the spies, and then she formed an agreement, a covenant. She formed an agreement. Remember what we say? The promise in the Bible is always conditional. Okay? So there is a condition. There are conditions that she must follow. Just like today, there are conditions that you must achieve in order to receive the promise. So what are the agreements? Let's go to chapter 2. Go to chapter 2. So if you go to verse 17, now we are looking at their conversation and the condition. And the man said to her, we shall be exempt from the oath to you which you have made us swear, unless when we come into the land, you tie this cord of scarlet thread in the window, through which you let us down and gather into your house. Your father, your mother, your brother, and all your father's household. And it shall come about that anyone who gets out of the door of your house outside will have his blood on his own head, and we will be innocent. But anyone who is with you in the house, his blood will be on our head if a hand is laid on them. But if you tell this business of ours, then we shall be exempt from the oath which you have made us swear. Okay? And she said, according to your words, so be it. So, brothers and sisters, remember, according to your word, so be it, means the covenant has been formed. The condition has been accepted. So what are the conditions? In here, we are able to derive a few conditions. Number one, there must be a signal. There must be the red cord, the scarlet cord. A symbol that differentiate her house from any other house. The red cord, the scarlet cord. Number one, she need to hang the scarlet cord, the symbol of red, on her house. That's number one. Number two, you must gather and stay inside. That's the second condition. And the third condition, no changing of heart. No changing of heart. So now, despite they made the covenant, they swore to her for her life and her family's life that they would be spared on the day that the city fall into the hand of Israel. So number one, there must be a symbol of red. The scarlet cord. And number two, only those who are inside shall be spared. Outside, you die. If you go outside, you die, you're on your own. Okay, that's what the spy say. Number three, they say to her, if for any reason you change your mind, you decide to go and kill on us, you know that by then, they would be gone long ago, right? So if she changed her mind for any reason, her patriotic heart suddenly revived, okay? Or the king offered, if anyone can tell us where the spy went, we will give you this and give you that. Even you just provide a hint, you will get rewarded. And in order to get the reward, she decide to compromise. She figured, hey, they were gone. They won't get hurt. So I go, I told about them, I get my reward. That's a win-win situation. You know what? Sometimes we play like this. We figure that, oh yeah, it doesn't hurt anyone. It's going to be a win-win situation for all. It doesn't. Even they were gone, even they were safe. The moment you change your mind is the moment that void the entire covenant, void the contract. So it's the same thing in here. This is a prefiguration of how we can be safe from the fallen of Jericho, which represent the evil world. When the world falls apart under the wrath of God, when God appears and judging this generation, you want to be safe, you want to be spared, then you must meet the condition. Number one, you need to carry this with you. See what happened in the days of when they were in Egypt. The 10 plagues. The last one is kill all the firstborn, right? Kill all the firstborn. So the Lord told them, on your doorposts, the frame, you must smear the blood. Okay, that's the beginning of Passover. That's the beginning of Passover. So no blood, then you die. When there is blood, the sign of the sacrificial lamb, prefiguration. When there is blood, then there is deliverance. So the house must have the sign of the red. They must have the blood of redemption. So that's number one. It can refer to the church of God. It's not any church. We are talking about the church that were saved by the blood of Jesus in book of Acts, chapter 20. Those who were saved by the blood of Jesus, which is through the baptism, biblical way baptism. So you must find the church that carry the symbol, the sign of the blood of Jesus, the one that perform the baptism according to the Bible, not any baptism. Okay, according to the Bible. In Africa, sometimes we will sometimes we visit the villages randomly. Not randomly, because back then there's no cell phone. So we might travel for an hour, 2 hours to find a member or a truth seeker and only learn that they were not there. Yeah, because we just show up and they might be working, they might be somewhere else. So sometimes we show up and there were no one. You knock on the door and no one opened the door. So what do? Do you go home? No. You knock on the member's door and nobody opened the door. What do? You knock on the next door. Hey. And if somebody opened the door, it's like, hey, you got nothing to do, right? Come. That's what we do. But in Africa, very often our evangelical service always begin with baptism. Because most of the African, they are Christians. Most of them. The thing is, most of them are Christian, but some of them Christian by day, sorcerer by night. It's very interesting. I shouldn't say interesting. Yeah, it's a very unique. Yeah, there are some of other denomination that their pastor were converted from their wizard. They do blood magic. So before they believe in Jesus, they use sorceries to scare people. After they believed in Jesus, they talk about the Bible by day and they still do sorcery by night. Yeah, so no change. In fact, from what I heard, some of those denominations, some of those so-called pastors, that they will cast spell on the rich people, on the rich people's house, to make it like, that demon work and all this kind of thing. Yeah, so they will cast spells. And then after a few days, when things were like, chaotic, they will be knocking on the door and say, I feel something not right. I sense the work of the evil spirit. You need Jesus. And that's how they came in. But they do that to the rich people so that the rich people will donate to their church. So they were the one that cast the spell, and they were the one that go and say, oh, I feel something wrong. Evil in the house. Let me help you out. That's what they do. I don't know about nowadays, but in the old days, that this kind of work of the spirit, work of the evil spirit, is quite common, frequent, and sometimes you hear like the news circulates in some of the country in Africa, like Ghana. Among the wizard and witch, the sorcerers, among the sorcerers, there's an interesting thing and say, do not cast spell on TJC preacher, okay? Don't, you will die. I don't know why they say that, because on the year I went there, I was told that there were 4 famous sorcerers die by placing spell upon TJC pastor. 4 of them die. Yeah. It was told by the family. It was told by the sorcerer's family. Yeah. And then the local pastor told me about some very, I don't want to scare you, but some very weird, that very, things that happen. A pastor just got a newborn baby. Because they were very poor, so everyone, the whole family, a family of 5, they just living in one room, like one living room, just one space. So the baby was sleeping. He was on the floor sleeping, and he was reading the Bible. And then he went to bed by placing the Bible on the back of his head. And then, of course, they lock the door because they are robbers at night. So they have the big lock the door. At night, in his dream, that there was a figure that came in. The door opened. The figure came in, snatched the baby, and left. The figure just, the dark figure just left. And then the pastor, in great shock, took the Bible from the head and threw at the dark image. And then you heard a loud scream. And then he woke up from the dream. It was a dream. The scary thing is that he woke up from the dream, the door were open and the baby were outside. They have like those big chain. The chain were on the floor, the door were wide open, the baby were outside. The Bible was still underneath of his head though. The Bible was still underneath. It was a dream. But when he woke up, the baby were outside. The next day, in that big area, the most powerful or the most famous sorcerer died. And then from her daughter, it was a female, a witch. From her daughter, the witch's daughter, she said that midnight, she didn't know what happened. He said, midnight, I only heard my mother gave out a loud scream that you killing me, like something like that. So she ran to her mother's room and she saw that her mother was puking blood and the mother died. So they were told among the sorcerers in Ghana, don't place spell upon TJC preachers or TJC members. You will get yourself in a lot of trouble. Their God is very, very fierce. And he is not very nice. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was passing around. Don't provoke that God. That God is very scary. Yeah. So, but that was back in 2000, 2008, 2009. Back then, the work of the evil spirit is very vivid. So when people believe in Jesus, in TJC, they are very, very fervent because they need, the work of spirit was so real. So they really need to embrace for the protection of God and the protection of angels. Unfortunately, as time goes, life gets better. Technology comes in. When everyone were holding cell phone, having Wi-Fi, holding smartphones, using tablet, using computer, when they were exposed, they were everywhere on Facebook, on YouTube, all these kind of things. Number one, you don't see this kind of vivid work of the Spirit anymore because it's not needed. Satan doesn't need to come and scare you. Satan only needs to give you YouTube. And then you will kill yourself. Satan only give you TikTok, and then you will ruin your own life, right? Satan doesn't need to, I am here, because he know if he does that, I go pray. Yeah. You know that nowadays, Satan is trying to kill you slowly, kill you gently, kill you softly. That's how it works. Because in the old day, you know that Satan is upgrading to Satan version 2.0. He realized that 1.0 doesn't work very well. 1.0, terrible thing. I need Jesus, right? That's what happened. And then people go to Jesus. So no, today Satan kill you softly. You bury yourself. Basically Satan is he just hand you a shovel for you to dig a hole and bury yourself. Much easier for him. Much easier for him. Okay? So, number one, you make sure that you carry, like in the church that you go to and your own life. Wherever you go, you bear like everywhere we go, we bear the death of Jesus. Right? We bear the death of Jesus. Right? So number one, you bring the symbol. Number two, only inside the house. You must stay inside. In here, it was very clear. The spy said, if you decide to go out, that's on you. So, young brothers and sisters, we are trying everything that we could to keep you inside. But at the end of the day, you are the one that determines if you will stay inside. Look at what happened to the Noah's Ark. If you look at Genesis, that God told Noah to build an ark. But at the end, before the flood came down, they went into the ark already. It's not like, oh, raining, and run into the ark and shut the door. No, let me tell you, that's not how it works. It might be what you think. No, they were in the ark long before that. Imagine inside the ark, what were in there? Animals. A lot of smelly animals. Okay? You have the big one, you have the small one, you have the one that poops a lot. Have you ever seen the video clip about how hippos? Yeah, and the thing is their tail. That's so gross. Yeah. Imagine you are, and inside, I guess it's pretty dark. All right? It's a big space with, I have 1 minute. Huh? Oh, retake. Yeah. So, you know what? Stay inside is not a comfortable experience. Rahab's house is not a big house. She is the lower class. Squeezing herself, her family, her father's household, cousins, nephews, uncles, aunties. That's a pretty. But you stay inside even if it's uncomfortable, because on the day of doom, this is how you can be safe. And this is a journey of no return. Remember, faith is journey of no return. You change your heart, nothing, all the salvation has nothing to do with you. So we shall end in here. Let's all pray in silence.